You want to do a recap of Youngblood?
Yes.
Okay. Give us a recap of Rob Lowe's first movie, Youngblood, that coincidentally has Keanu Reeves in it as well.
Yes.
But it also definitely co-stars Patrick Swayze.
Yes. I don't know how well I remember it, so this should be a really fun recap.
I think your recap would be the same if you just watched it or if it was months later.
Yeah, my memory's not the best. Okay, so Rob Lowe is 17 years old, and he's been drafted to the NHL. No, the Canadian NHL, which is not called that. He's drafted to some big-time team, and he's 17 years old, so he's like young, little whippersnapper. Mm-hmm. And Patrick Swayze is like probably in his late 20s or something, and he's just like an old-time guy. And he's like wiser and older and like amazing, and he takes little Rob Lowe under his wing. Wow. And he's just like, I'll help you out, kid. And Rob Lowe's getting hazed. They do some like shot of him in just a jockstrap and nothing else, which for no reason except for it was the 80s and they were trying to get girls to watch this movie.
Wait, what is it called? There's the male gaze, but then there's also the other one, which is the female regard. The female regard,
yes. I was like, all right, he needed to be in a jockstrap, totally.
Yeah.
So which is fine, good for women. It was that time in the 80s where we were like taking back our sexuality. Women were like, we had just been given permission to on TV sleep in one bed together with our husbands, and then they were like, I'm a sexually healthy woman and I will have sex with men and not be shamed or called a slut. But they were still like slut shaming women left and right for the next 20 years in movies, probably 30 years.
Was this movement in feminism where we got Johnny Depp in a crop top in Nightmare on Elm Street?
Oh, I don't remember that.
You love Johnny Depp. How did you not?
I know. I missed it.
Well, all right, most guys exercising in very short shorts and crop top t-shirts was the 80s thing.
Yes, it was a very manly thing to do, too.
It was.
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very Biff kind of esque thing to be wearing, short shorts. But I mean, Magnum PI. Can we just start with Magnum PI with his short shorts and tight t-shirts?
Tell me everything about Magnum PI, because the only thing I know about Magnum PI is that my mom kept a calendar of Magnum PI in the laundry room.
My God!
And apparently that was, I don't think this term existed at the time, but he would have been her hall pass.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Totally. There's so many good pictures of him just like posing sexy with his hairy, very, very hairy body and, his freaking stash, like his porn stash, just like, oh yeah, Magnum PI, woo. So what were we talking about? Oh my God, Rob Lowe. Okay. Youngblood. So he's 17 years old. He goes off. Patrick Swayze is just like, and he's getting hazed, and Patrick Swayze is just like, you gotta take the hazing or whatever, just like guiding along, and he's just like, I don't know if I can make it, and Patrick Swayze's like, you can do it, kid, whatever, and he's nervous, and Patrick Swayze helps, and at the same time he meets this 16-year-old girl who happens to be the coach's daughter, and she's like sexually awake and, she's like, let's do stuff. Oh, and also at 17, he's staying in the house of like a predatory landlord. And it's just like completely normalized that she's just like an older woman and he's 17 years old and she's just like, yeah, let's do sex.
Well, it's like the hockey player housing. The team housing that she runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh God, I must have sex with this older woman. And it's actually kind of abuse, and that's fine, because it was 80s and we like didn't assume boys could be abused. It's kind of gross. Anyway, and we're all just like, whatever, he had fun, it was sex. And he's 17 and she's a full-grown adult who like fully blackmailed him into sex. Yeah. And so then, but then it's okay because we all laugh about it. And then he hooks up with this 16-year-old chick who is the daughter. I mean, it's age appropriate, but she is the daughter of the coach, and everybody's just like, ooh, the coach is going to be mad if he finds out, and then he's going to kick you off the team, and then the coach finds out, and he's just like, as long as you treat her well, I guess. And we're all just like, no, definitely not. That's not how it happened. Anyway, so it's like that time that Ben Stiller stood up in front of his synagogue when he was playing like a rabbi and told the entire synagogue that he was dating a non-Jewish woman, and the synagogue was just like, we'll understand.
It was from
Jenna Elfman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I was like, no, that's not what happened then in that particular synagogue in that year. That didn't happen.
Nope.
Anyway, I was like, okay, whatever. Hollywood taking whatever. So anyway, moving on. So then, so he somehow gets to stay on the team. Halfway through, Patrick Swayze gets like so injured that he can't play anymore.
Right.
And I don't really know why Patrick Swayze was in the thing to begin with, except for it's Patrick Swayze, so you gotta have him in. Yeah, I mean, there was just like not a lot of rhyme or reason to this movie, and I can't remember.
It was kind of some rivalry, like Patrick Swayze was an established member of the team.
Yeah.
And so Rob Lowe had to earn his trust or earn his respect.
Yeah.
And that was Rob Lowe's journey.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't remember. And then Patrick Swayze was like injured for half the movie, which was super messed up. And it was like dramatic, but then they didn't even finish that storyline.
Right, yeah.
And then,
because it was about Rob Lowe, but...
Yeah, but Patrick Swayze...
But Patrick Swayze, I think, trumps Rob Lowe.
Sweet Swayze. What are they doing right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Keanu Reeves was like a French-Canadian person with an accent, and I didn't even recognize him.
Who showed up for one scene. He was apparently part of the team.
Yeah.
But they just cut to him in one scene, and then you never see him again.
Yeah, he had like a line.
Yeah.
And that was it, yeah. Which, I mean, did we find out that was his first movie? It's got to have been.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Or close.
I know. He wasn't in another movie that had Rob Lowe and Patrick Swayze, The Outsiders.
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah,
no,
Keanu Reeves wasn't in that, right?
No.
Yeah.
That was Tom Cruise and literally everybody else.
Tom Cruise was in that?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Tom Cruise with his original teeth.
And C. Thomas Howell.
Yes.
Was in that.
C. Thomas Howell.
That's the poster that was on my sister's wall.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm older than you. Yeah. Because C. Thomas Howell was on the cover of Teen Beat like every freaking month. And then Michael J. Fox. That's how old I am. Yeah, he was he the guy in Blue Lagoon? Was he?
No.
No, who was he? I just remember his little curly hair on my sister's wall. Ugh.
I'm not sure who was in Blue Lagoon.
Oh my God.
But I know it wasn't.
He probably would have been too young for that. Okay.
Everyone was too young for Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, accurate. But yeah, creepy. Anyway, his name was Richard Lestrange. I don't know what his...
The character?
Yeah.
In Blue Lagoon?
Yeah.
Dick Lestrange?
Yeah, Strange Dick. Yeah. Yeah.
What was Brooke Shields' character's name? Because they were brother and sister.
Were they? Oh my God, I don't remember the movie well.
If her name was Fifi Lestrange or something.
Eveline Lestrange.
Okay.
Gosh. Oh, there's like, they were children at first. That's right. I remember now. Oh my God. That's right. Incest was like sexy in those days. Ugh. And like flowers in the attic.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to refute that, and then you had another example. So now I'm... Can we put to bed on this that in Back to the Future is not an incest thing?
No, of course not. Definitely not.
That's her doesn't know that her son has time traveled.
And he wasn't into it.
No, and she just saw a cute boy.
Yes.
And she's like, cute boy who's available in my house.
Yes.
And nothing happened because he was...
And a cute boy who presumably looked a little bit like the man she fell in love with because he's his son.
Yeah, okay, I can see where you're going with that. Like that
he doesn't. Michael J. Fox doesn't look like him, but you know.
I have a feeling Crispin Glover won her over at the Dance Under the Sea, but was not exactly her type to begin with.
Well, it's a good point you make.
Also, that movie, looking back now, I loved that as a kid because of the science fiction and the time travel and all that. But it's fucking weird now that Crispin Glover is peeping Tom, watching her through binoculars, or watching women in general through binoculars.
Yeah.
From across the street.
Yeah, that was a culture that was okay in movies in those days. Yeah.
It was a time where we didn't have porn.
That's so romantic.
Well, there's no porn on the internet.
Yeah.
Basically, that was the cop-out saying we had nothing else to do, so we had to be like Porky's. We had to drill a hole and peek into the girls' bathroom.
Yeah. Oh God.
Like, no, you don't have to do any of that.
Yes, that's right now. It was just so normalized, and it was just like, it's the fun game. The boys try and look, and the girls try and hide. Woo! And it's just so... Anyway.
Yeah.
Blech. So, we should watch Youngbloods again at some point and remind me what that movie's about.
How many stars would you give
Oh,
Youngblood?
my God. 8 out of 5. So good. So good. It's so stupid. That seems that's not a. I think you should be drunk for that one though. I feel like that's beer drunk. That's how you should watch that movie. What do you think, Jason? What do you think?
I think you should drink until you're ready to sleep with your landlord.
God, seriously.
And then pop it in.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, to the movie. Put in the movie.
Oh, no.